Hello everybody, and welcome to the morning after, or in this case the afternoon after, of what was a really cool orchestra, K-pop kind of fusion experience. So we're just here to kind of recap our thoughts on the whole shebang.
Yeah, so we were really lucky to get invited to Lincoln Center by, I guess, K Factor. We met some really incredible people, as you probably saw on our social media page.
Yeah, so like overall, I thought it was like really fun. The energy in the room, just because it's like the people, like the audience kind of can also like really help make make a live performance, and it was really cool seeing so many people excited about the event, and like it was a packed house. And so it's like, it was really cool seeing the orchestra, play, this great music, and then just seeing the audience kind of react as well, which was a lot of fun.
Seeing how it was orchestrated too was also very cool. You wonder how you're gonna translate a lot of this electronic stuff into acoustic instruments from hundreds of years ago. And it's quite the challenge, and it was interesting how they went about it.
Yeah, definitely, because it's like, shameless plug, like we got our own cover dropping soon. It's interesting to see. It's like how the avenue that we took, the way we approached it, and like the way they approached it. It's like really cool just to see, just a different take on the same music, and it's just incredible how still different and unique it can be. Did you have a favorite song, Seiji?
Favorite song? I think that EXO song at the end. It's a great song. It's pretty exciting, and I think, if I remember correctly, the strings were doing a lot of very cool stuff on it. The bass was a lot of tuba.
Literal bass, yeah, it was cool seeing like the tuba and the strings, just kind of the string basses just kind of working together, just trying to like emulate that subwoofery electronic sound.
It was really cool watching the conductor too.
Yeah, he was very passionate. It was really great.
Yeah, he was like turning up sometimes when he was conducting, so that was really cool. Like especially when the bass is going and stuff like that. So
kind of hard to pick out, the specific moments, especially in the way that concert flowed. You don't want to like pick apart, a live experience. You just kind of, the whole beauty of the live performance is like you just go, and it's like this really just this continual experience from the start of the program to the end.
Yeah.
But just like overall, really cool unisons, the way that they utilize the strings as pads, and then the brass, and the way that they all kind of would go in and out of like having like full orchestra unisons to some of the more interwoven parts was really cool. Throughout the entire time, there was just like a lot of energy.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, this music is fun music.
Right. And some of the orchestral members also were, you could see them like nodding their heads in a way that you usually don't ever see that.
Yeah, usually in the orchestra, everybody's like very like sitting up straight, eyes forward, kind of like. Sometimes there's a little bit, maybe, but more often than not, everybody's usually pretty poker faced.
Yeah.
But this time, you could definitely see that the musicians, were having it fun and really just moving with the music. They had lights.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like laser light kind of stuff, but it was cool how if there was a ballad, it would get like a cool, like a blue, blue lighting, and kind of set the scene. So they were like pretty dramatic about it. They said they weren't at the beginning, but it's like, it's funny. They're like, no lights, no whatever, just the music. But they used a little bit of lighting, but it's okay. Yeah, it was really cool seeing Jung Jae-moon just like come in and play with the orchestra on piano. Like you could definitely really tell that he was really enjoying the moment and enjoying that new space, and just being able just to have fun on the keys. And I thought he sounded good. So.
And it was a really nice instrument too. That piano was really nice.
And it's like great. You're gonna get the voicings right, because like he's the guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy. And I liked how they programmed it chronologically. So they started with like the earliest stuff, and it ended up being like almost a history lesson. But I thought done very well, because it's like you educate your audience, but it didn't feel like lecture-y.
Yeah.
So that was cool, and at the same time it was like an hour and a half long of just like straight music, no intermission. But it didn't feel like an hour and a half. It just kind of which is really wellly crafted by whoever like organized the program. So.
Yeah. There was Chris Lee talked not the day before the concert. That was actually really interesting, because one of the things he mentioned is how important this music is for South Korea and their culture, and it is their export. It is a major part of how they represent themselves in the world. So it was really fitting that they they started with the Korean national anthem, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful.
Side note on Chris Lee, absolutely wonderfully genuine human being. We got to meet him after the show, and he was just out there chatting with anyone who wanted to come up to him. And like, I think that's really huge to see somebody like that big in the industry being just so to the ground with the people that love and support the music. So that was also like really cool just to see, and be able to meet him. You had so many different people just not really knowing what to expect at an orchestra concert performing K-pop. So
just hearing it in a different texture was really, really cool. There was one part where I think the vocal line was played on, what was it, wood blocks or something like that?
Yeah.
So it's just really creative ways to try to make it sing.
It was also the guy with the whistle.
Yeah.
He was just going at it with this whistle. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Or like rapping on violin.
Yeah, it was
with
like
triplets.
Yeah, exactly. Because there was no lyrics at all. Like no singers coming out. It was like the melodies were translated into these acoustic instruments.
Yeah, which is really difficult. It's hard to make it sound like a person, right?
Yeah, because it's like trying to capture that inflections that especially that these artists have.
I guess that's the goal of us musicians.
Yeah, that's what we strive for.
Yeah. So and they did a great job. Maybe we can go through some of these Twitter videos. Let's see what we got.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
I think this is one of my favorites, to be honest, because it was like really just felt really playful, and especially in the intimate space, and like we got to be like pretty close to the orchestra, so it's like you're just sitting there grooving along too.
It's just very wholesome music, It just makes you feel good and nostalgic.
Just like the writing is cool, the way that they kind of mimic the panning that one would do it like in the mixing booth, but like they kind of physically did that with the orchestra.
And how about that violin effect going on?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Part of me almost wishes they expanded some of those songs.
Yeah, that'd be really cool because like they kind of, I don't know if they necessarily, I didn't know the songs well enough to tell if they abbreviated anything, but at the same time, because I think I don't know, they probably didn't abbreviate, but they probably stuck straight to like the 3 to 4 to 5 minute kind of time frame. So it's like you kind of get into the groove and you just don't want it to end, and then it's like, if they did like a variations on or something like that, then it's like it's hard to like kind of put them two side to side and be like, but yeah, it would have been cool for maybe like a little bit. That'd be pretty fun. I'd like that. They sounded so good, the musicians were good. It's like they know they could have, and they're probably itching to. So you're just like, give it to us.
Yeah, it's like all the K-pop songs. There's so many sections, and they're all so creative.
There's so much, and yet they still leave you wanting more, which is I think also really cool.
Yeah, and we are here wanting more.
Yeah, certainly hope to see more of this stuff. Start popping up. Around the States and hopefully internationally too. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and if you want us there, we will be there.
Yes, we will be there without a doubt, because that was a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun. It's really also up to the audience to allow us to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell your orchestra to invite
and
K-pop.
If you guys are in like high school bands or something like that, like coalition together and like get that in front of people, because there's a lot of like rich musical themes happening. Compared to a lot of other maybe like pop varieties, but there's so much.
Yeah, and if you have any more questions, you can shoot them our way. We'll try to
we'll answer them as speedily as possible. Thank you again, K Factor, for having us.
Mm-hmm.
Really such an honor to be at such a brand new and such a cool event.
Yeah, we were definitely blown away by this entire thing.
Yeah.
So, peace.
Peace.